Hours set aside to reinvigorate the masses. It's out of my control. I don't have the answers. The greats had no fear. The words will appear. Perhaps I'm unprepared for life's classes. Learned reflections in the mirror remind me of the proactive lifestyle that is never far away, nor is it near. It's getting harder to wear off this counterfeit gear. Flurrying route is now my vice. False puns. No beer. Empty pockets. Wishes everyone a safe journey, yet no one does them a favour. Contactless payment isn't available in this carriage. Just odd behaviour. A seat and a distraction. Saving me excuse. Tap and clutch. The designer straps may as well be in use. The door's open. I like to hear. On this platform, the CCTV picks up nothing. The commuter's dream. Only a sleeping bag and a cardboard box lie behind the fictional covers. It takes no vision to see. There's no exit signs in this reality. Oh dear. If only this train could take me to where I want to be. I'm off next stop. That's a shame. I've always fancied going to Raynham. Hello. In this episode, we will look at my journey away from 2018 and use guidance to overcome our inner battles, to achieve the desired outcomes that we long for. I am Ben, and here is my gambling story.
So yeah, Dear Diary.
Dear Diary.
Dear Diary. Dear Diary. Hello there. Diary. Entry. Dear Diary.
I just feel like I need to get a few things out of my head.
Today I had a bit of fuck up.
Really lucky to be here, actually.
Well, I started with 35. Obviously, my gambling urges do come when I'm bored and when I've got no money.
It's almost as if I knew I was going to lose it all. It's not subterfuge, but it's definitely up there.
I'm really struggling. Everyone knows my previous with regards to the casino.
Bush Jenny's, what's that going to cost me? 150, that's £3, £3, that's nearly half my wage already.
How can you not learn? How can you not learn?
You should get things done too. There's no excuse, mate.
Are you in a good place then?
I never want to be in this situation ever again, and I'm not going to be in this situation ever again.
Quite interesting to see how the pleasure and the purpose are starting to overlap. I'm so desperate.
We'll get through it.
Other than that, I'm all groovy. Anyhow, lots of love and I love you very much.
Alright, nice one. See you in a bit. Do you know what? I'm going to stop talking. Over and out. Ben.
The Diary of a Gambling Kid, Episode 5. I never asked to be on this gambling train, but I found myself on it. The train I had boarded was taking my life in the wrong direction. It was now time to get off. Motivation for addiction recovery is viewed not as something inside the person seeking help, but as something that emerges out of the individual's interactions in their physical and social environment. During the second half of the 20th century, the field of addiction treatment faced significant changes. Leading physicians, such as John Wallace, found sufferers of drug addiction with no motivation to seek recovery treatments, not because of an absence of pain in their lives, but an absence of hope. Pre-recovery treatments are available. They progressively enhance the readiness of patients into treatment. Luckily for me, this was never a problem. I had a sincere desire to recover, exclusively from the pain caused from my rock bottom moment. Yet, I asked myself, if it wasn't for those big dreams for me to strive for, would I have ever chosen to take that first step, go to the GA meetings? I wonder. Gambling with my own future had run its course. In this episode, we will look at 3 different diary entries from different stages of my recovery. Notice, my hope for a better life is consistent throughout. My surroundings, less so. Firstly, you'll find me in London, the 6th of November 2018. almost 3 months on from my low point. Here is a place where I had to be, rebuilding.
Hello, dear diary. It's the 6th of November 2018. It's 2 in the morning. My dad came to visit. He was staying at the Tower Hotel. I was just pretty much moaning to him. Moaning about the fact that it's grim at the moment. We went to Mo's Diner and then we went back to the Tower Hotel. Then I got my stuff. We had a lovely tea. Like I was saying, I was just sort of going through. Dad asked me how I was on my well, and I just said to him openly, I was like, look, it's hard at the moment, it's grim. I'm really struggling, as in financially wise, you know. I'm just thinking about paying rent all the time. So yeah, it's all hard at the moment, and Dad was saying, well, I don't understand why I've not pushed the CV out to these places. If anything, it's a work in progress. I mean, God, I've been out on my own for over a month now. I mean, it's November, we had October, which was, and then we had September, which was, September, God, I mean, obviously I finished my course, and then 8th of the 9th, lost my money, and so I've just been really rebuilding financially, really, and now I've got to a point where I can start looking for things. Job-wise, I'm working at the Heel Tap, and although I'm not a full-time member of staff there, they give me loads of shifts, which is quite good, and Chuckles have sort of given me a few, which I need. So yeah, it's work in progress. I've actually written some things on my, what should I call that, my little time planner wall, wall of productivity, maybe, potentially. I think, remember the 5th of November, it's a turning point for me. This is when I sort of kick it round, this is it. It's all good. Gosh, it's been a whirlwind. Finding my feet in London, to be honest. Really, I'm an adult now, really. If I want something, I've got to work fucking hard for it. And I've realised that now. And there are no shortcuts in life. You're only cheating yourself, you know. As Martin would say, you know, if you're only cheating yourself if you cheat. When I say cheat, I mean, like, anything, to be honest. That was related to cutting corners in rugby, and, well, God, that, means something to me now, more than anything. I mean, right now, God, I'm feeling fine. I've got a clean bed that I've made yesterday. I've got my washing all hanging up. I've got my clothes drying. So that I feel good about those things. Obviously, it'd be nice if they could all dry pretty soon, so that I could get them all in my cupboards and sorted, rather than having them up all week. It's bonkers. This life is bonkers. You know, obviously Dad was like, well, if you're not happy in London, then you don't have to stay in London. And I think it's just more, it's a slog for me at the moment. It's a slog. It's so grim, you know, it's grim, like, it's horrid, it's hard, like, this is really minging. I've got no money to go out and do things. You know, I'm living in London, but God, I'm not seeing it. I'm literally just, I want to pay my rent in so I can stay in my house. Like, I'm not going out. Nothing appeals to me anymore like it used to. I mean, God, I used to be so careless with my money, like, and I still am. I still have those habits. I still have those sprees. God, even when I don't think I'm spending money, I'm spending money, and that's the shocker. I mean, I was going to show my dad today, like, minus £200 I thought I was, and I was minus 350. I mean, God, out of nowhere. It's a work in progress. I mean, literally, don't need to spend any money this week at all, other than bus journeys. Shit, bus journeys. What's that going to cost me? £150. That's £3. £3. That's nearly half my wage already. Fuck. £150. That's £3. £3. 3 times 5. 15. 15 quid. It's not too bad, to be fair, if I'm honest. And maybe, well, the odd milk. Yeah, literally, it's hard work. It's hard. But this is where I step up now. And it doesn't matter how hard or how many times I've been get knocked down. I've got to keep going. I can never give up. As Frank said, I can never give up. This is it. I'm doing it. I've got to do it. And it's the nature of the beast, but the reward is so great when it comes off, and I've got to do that. I need to be as healthy as I can, keep my brain as switched on as I can. Otherwise, I just won't be able to do these things. Dad said that he's proud when I'm helping people, so I'm going to help people. And that would make me happy if I make him happy. I think helping people is a great idea. Through the Gambling Anonymous podcast, I think that could be a great shout. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but I'm going to work that out. I've got it scheduled in, so before the end of this week. Scheduled in, Jesus Christ, there you go, another thing. On that bloody productivity wall. Yeah, a lot of things have happened. Sorry that I've not really spoke much. If I'm honest with you, it's been grim. I got into a bit of a cycle. I was just going into a cycle where it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, doing fuck all, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I mean, bearing in mind it'd be the evening, so it'd be like 5 till close Thursday, 5 till close Friday. And to be fair, it'd be like 12 till close Sunday and Saturday. Saturday and Sunday. And I just wouldn't do. I do fuck all Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And well, I may as well be back home if I'm doing that. What are you doing? What was I doing? And do you know what it was? I was smoking weed. Me, just with the addictive personality, I'm guessing I'd say yes and think, oh yeah, it's creative. Oh, that bollocks. What a load of bollocks. Don't get me wrong. You can be creative, yes. That fair enough. My brain, yeah, fair enough. It does go on little sporadic little urges when I'm high, but then my heartbeat raises. You do have thoughts where you're like, oh God, am I dying right now? You know, but you just sort of put them aside because you're like, oh, I'm going to wake up in the morning after I've passed out. What? That's not healthy. You can't go like that. I wasted 3 months of my life from this summer till now. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's great escapism. You know, if you want to just escape, then fair play. I want to do something with my life. I can't be doing that. Jesus. And plus as well, I'm more creative when I'm actually just fresh and on it. And I don't mean on it, I mean on it mentally, not on it weed. I know I sound like there's a lot of progress going on, but my God, I could have gambled. I could have lost everything again. I could have chosen not to go to Gambling Anonymous every Monday evening. I could have done so many things differently. I could have prioritised gym. I could have prioritised going to college and acting. I could have done so much different, and now everything in my life is equated to this, like come down to this point where I am minus £302 in my overdraft. I've got to pay rent on the 26th of November and it's the 6th, so that's in 20 days. So I will have 3 paydays before then. Somehow if I could get to that £600 mark. So that basically means I need to have earned £300 a week and not spend anything. What's going on with my duvet? My duvet's not in the corners. Oh, grim. Never good that, is it? Oh, no, you don't have that. Yeah, okay, so it's looking pretty unachievable then. So if I aimed for, after rent's been taken out, the figure's looking more like minus 150. Okay. Yeah, that's how my brain works now. I'm thinking like that. I'm thinking about paying rent and what I'm spending, the ingoings and outgoings, and how to get what I want out of this life. Yeah, Dad was like, you're still very young, and I did say that, you said it before, but I'm like, you're here, you're actually in London, you've made the first step, you've made the first move. So now it's not making that second move, now it's really grabbing things by both hands and doing it, because I really, really, really have been in this shit. Like, I have, doing fuck all is just really fucked me, and I'm learning, but I needed it. I needed that fuck all, because that fuck all is my massive, that's the thing that gets me out of bed. I'm currently watching Daredevil at the moment, which I'm quite addicted to, which is is my downfall, yes. I do like a bit of a Netflix box set, not lie. But then who doesn't? So yeah, I'm just watching that. But up early tomorrow, then we'll go from there. Maybe gonna stop saying like, oh, I need to do this. I'm just gonna do things from now on rather than just saying things. Hence why I've probably not been on the podcast on this rather as much. Yeah, a lot to talk about. It's a hard slog. It's really hard. But it's all going to be fucking worth it. I'm sorry to swear, but it's all going to be worth it. Let's have it. Dear Diary. So the date's the 14th. It's 2019. Well, it's Thursday. I started my internship on Monday. It's basically a 3-month probationary period. If I pass it, well, it basically means I do well and I get money if I want to stay on. Today I had a bit of a fuck up. Scheduled a meeting, got my first meeting scheduled. The university gave him the wrong name though, so he was calling her Sarah, not Sophie. Good, to be honest with you. Having said that, she wasn't keen anyway. Yeah, so, yeah. On to the next one. This whole new journey. I've went over my contract today. When you're in, and that's it. And yeah, you get incentives, you get money on top of things, but got to be persistent and just keep going. Just keep my head up. I've got to manage myself. Obviously, I'm fatter than ever. God, it's awful. Like, God, I literally look at myself and think, what the fuck? I'm okay. Just gotta get through it. And it's on its way. It's on its way. You're so close. You're always so close. You know, you're never there, but you're so close all the time. And just, that's where you need to be, because that's where it pushes you. You know, if you're ever there, then fuck, you've not made it. You know, you're always so close. So, yeah, well done. Keep going, keep your head up, let's do it.
After completing my internship and progressing on, I worked for a year in Elstree and Bournemouth, the home of EastEnders, Strictly Come Dancing, and The Chase, amongst other things. I learnt a lot, and I am forever grateful for my time there. But I think the experiences of 2018 had sharpened my spidey senses. Something in my life still wasn't quite right. I wasn't loving the new version of myself I was heading towards. So I did what people do when they want to find themselves. The Diary of a Gambling Kid, Episode 5.
The diary. And we're off. Wicked. Yeah, the situations really. It's the 29th of March. I am currently walking down the back streets of Laos, Vientiane, capital city, where it's morning. It's probably about just gone 9 maybe, and me and Stefania have chosen to spend the mornings as our self-care time. So, we're both going to the park to go for a little run. She set off a bit before me. I just thought that I'd drop in and use one of these little times to record a nice message, a little diary one. Trapped in Laos for the foreseeable future. I wouldn't say trapped though. I mean, yeah, we're trapped, but you know, people are trapped in their own homes in the UK, so I wouldn't say trapped at all. It's quite glorious, to be honest with you. The weather's beautiful. It's given me time to sort of space out a few thoughts, and it's been nice to spend time with Stefania, obviously. Nice to have that female companionship. You know, squeezing on spots. Yeah, she could be a bit of a nag, but on the whole, it's nice to have that comfort. that affection, you know, they're still driving me forward in a sense. It's the 29th of March. I've been reading a prisoner of war book. The birds still singing hell. So it's a good time to be reading it, to be honest with you. In the grand scheme of things, when the entire world's on lockdown, COVID-19. Yeah, it's quite interesting, really, everything that's going on. It's time of pandemic. I mean, when I left 29th of February, it was all a bit, it was quiet, you know, it was sort of a lot of people, it was growing in China, but it wasn't worldwide, and now it's 260 people died yesterday in the UK alone, in one day. It's quite a crazy thing. It's a big pandemic, COVID-19. It started around February time, January maybe, and it's only, it's near the end of March, and it's taken thousands of lives. I mean, in fact, in Italy, more than 1,000 people died in one day. The virus, 80% of people who catch it are fine. Death rate for men's higher. It's about 3% for men, and it's about 1.5% for women if you catch it. Which is a bit scary because I'm a man. Nevertheless, yeah, it's just the thing that we've got to live with. It's all very interesting. A lot of conspiracy theories around it about where it really originated. I think it came from animals, it came from bats, apparently that's what they're saying, from the illegal. Someone ate a bat that had the virus, and that's how it's travelled. Who knows? Conspiracy theory about the Chinese, about biochemical warfare. It started in Cambodia. There was the Americans making the Chinese look bad. Well, actually, I can't be the Americans, because the Americans look absolutely bloody so unprepared for it. You know, so that's almost the least likely now scenario. Yeah. What else to say, really? So I'm just crossing roads in the capital city of Laos. Walking past this massive temple right now. I can see a temple in Laos. We've got quite a unique style. I've got this road here. It's just really long. Looking left and right and left. Oh, sorry, I'm just painting pictures for you now. What's this temple called? What? So it all starts with what over here, like W-A-T. It might be like VAT, actually. So it starts with VAT in Laos, but what in Thailand. That's a beautiful temple that I can just see right now. Right, what do I need to inform you on? Yes, down to the nitty-gritties. James asked me, are you in a good place though? And that was a that was a good question. Good question, it requires a good answer. The honest truth is that obviously I don't have any, I've saved up, I'm sort of living off what I have earned, it's almost like I've built this up, and I do love this lifestyle, don't get me wrong, but it's obviously not sustainable, and I do want to find more purpose in my life. I mean, I feel like I have found purpose in my life and pleasure. It's quite interesting to see how the pleasure and the purpose are starting to overlap, where reading books, for example, would used to be something it wasn't that pleasurable for me. Now I'm reading this book and I can't stop thinking about it. That's all I want to do. So purpose really would be to sort of achieve things that are, okay, how do I do this, and set goals and targets and do it that way. Like, I'm not happy with my weight at the moment. I'm not happy with my belly at the moment. My weight is probably fine. Hence the running. We've been eating beautiful food, so I could cut down on that, but it's all part of the dynamics, really, how I want to work for something. But no, I think working for the future, that's important, I know that I'll find a lot of pleasure and purpose in doing this job application. You know, I might not find any pleasure in it, like instantaneous happiness and oh yeah, woo joy, but when it's done, it'll be absolutely immense, and I'll feel quite giddy. So, you know, it's nice, really. I think, to answer James's question, I am in a good place. I'm in a good place. I'm away from the family, which they're only a FaceTime away. I'm away from negativity, away from gambling, away from everything that has caused me, you know, issues in the past, and I'm just living my life. Some French guy, I think he's funny. A lot of French people there, it's quite nice. Maybe language, that's the next one. Tanya's actually actively learning languages, but you know, I'm reading this book. Comes and goes, man. Anyhow, I'm gonna have to love you and leave you because I'm going to jog. But I'm okay, I'm really okay, and I'm well done, Ben. Like, keep going. You know, this is your 23rd year on the planet, well, 24th, and it's just, you know, you're sort of starting to turn these small ideas now into actual reality. You actually realise for the first time the other day, oh gosh, I can actually do this podcast I did. Anyhow, lots of love, and I love you very much. You know, big heart, big man, big boy, beautiful mind. Always had a beautiful mind. Just keep it that way. Okay, I'll see that.
They were me then, and this is me now. The new interactions, the new physical and social environments have all helped me sustain from gambling and adopt a new outlook on life. Don't get me wrong, I am human. I do get attached to things. I've always been a sucker for a rom-com, a box set, and I always will be. Procrastination. When will you stop taking me off track? The perspective for this episode looks at the distractions in your environment and how to overcome them. To help get work done, get the job applications sent. The book, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, helps break through the blocks that keep pushing your desired destination out of your reach. The book states, Resistance's goal is not to wound or disable. Resistance aims to kill. Its target is the epicenter of our being, our genius, our soul, the unique and priceless gift we were put on earth to give, and that no one else has but us. Resistance means business. When we fight it, we're in a war. To the death. Thank you, Stephen. You can find more powerful words like this in the book, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. Remember, one day at a time. Just one day at a time. Addiction is in no rush to get you. If you're in need of professional help, or perhaps just want to have a little look and see what's on offer, please check out the links in the description of this episode and get in contact. Share your story. The Diary of a Gambling Kid podcast at gmail.com and on Facebook and Instagram as well. It's just the Diary of a Gambling Kid podcast. In the next and final episode of this little series, we will take a look at my diary entry 2 years on from my last bet. 2 years. It is possible. I can't believe it. Thank you for listening. This podcast is dedicated on telling you what compulsive gambling is really like in the modern world, with weekly diary entries and reflective perspectives. I'm not a psychology expert, trained therapist, or even a class clown. I'm a compulsive gambler. I did not attend counselling sessions and Gamblers Anonymous meetings to learn the recovery programs. I went to save my life. Reaching my version of rock bottom started my journey on closing the door on gambling for good. I'm blessed to have a solid support network around me, but for many, there is no turning point moment. The Diary of a Gambling Kid, Episode 5.